Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Thank you for being here. My name is Andrew, coming to you from the beautiful Carolinas. Today's topic is going to be the narcissist is stuck in a loop. Think about that for a minute. Everyone, if you like the content, please like, subscribe, and share. So the narcissist, they are stuck in a loop and they wanted you in that loop. They wanted to keep you there as long as possible. And what the loop is, it is the narcissistic abusive cycle. It is when they give you fake adoration, i.e. the mini love bomb, then the devaluation stage, and then perhaps the discard, maybe a Hoover, who knows? But the body of any relationship in a narcissistic relationship is the devaluation stage. That's the length of the relationship. It really is. It's the longest period of time. Because let's remember, the love bomb / euphoric stage in the beginning, when everything is all puppies and rainbows, that doesn't usually last that long. Maybe a few weeks, a couple months, maybe for some people a year or so. But the point being, once the narcissist knows they have you where they want you, perhaps you profess to them that you love them, as an example, well, they know that now they own you, they have you, and you have fallen in love with them. Remember, the narcissist cannot fall in love with you. They have no love, they have no empathy. What they care about is you as a source of supply, as a person to regulate them, as a person to be the human punching bag, the sounding board, the person to experience all the verbal abuse and the toxicity, the gaslighting, stonewalling, silent treatment, all those things. Point being, the devaluation stage is where people are existing. They are not living, they're existing. And when you understand that, and you understand that you deserve better out of any relationship, that's when you can break free from these toxic narcissistic relationships. But what happens post-relationship for you? Well, I'll tell you, let's say you did get discarded or you ended it yourself. Whatever happened, you took action or action was taken for you to end that relationship. Now, either way, my heart goes out to you because it's not a fun thing to go through. But the point being is, what did you do post-relationship? I'll tell you what you did. You have healed, or you are healing. You are learning about yourself. You are introspecting. You are journaling. You are seeing a therapist or a counselor who unfortunately perhaps has gone through the narcissistic abusive cycle themselves. You are meditating, you are healing childhood wounds, you're understanding what that relationship was, and that, holy cow, you are very fortunate to have come out of it and exited it and still be on the planet. Now, I don't say any of those things lightly, I mean each and every one of them. Point being, when you're doing this and you're healing, and let's dig in a little bit deeper, post-relationship, when you realize that your network, your social circle has blown up, and your finances have taken a hit, and what you thought once wasn't at all. It was nothing but smoke and mirrors, and the narcissist actually didn't care about you. They don't care about you. They only care about what you provided. That's a lot to unpack. That's what you have to do on the healing path to reach the pinnacle of indifference, the mountaintop of indifference, when you just don't care anything about the narcissist or the relationship. You've learned from it, you've healed, and now you are moving forward. That's for a different video. But now, what does the narcissist do after the relationship has dissolved, let's say? They're stuck in that loop. That is a loop that they themselves cannot get out of. And think about this. I have never heard anybody mention this before. I'm sharing it with you now because I've thought about this recently. The loop is where the narcissist is stuck. It just goes around and around and around. Now, that's a fact, because the narcissist can't change. All they do is fine-tune their skills of manipulation, and they try to find ways to get more unsuspecting individuals or recycle people in past relationships to get them back in the cycle, okay? You have to understand that. The next thing is, when you remove yourself from the cycle, this is the cycle, and you remove yourself, or you are removed, whatever you want to say, that is where you begin to grow. That is when you begin to introspect and to heal. That's what I mentioned a few moments ago. But the narcissist can't do that. You see, they're forever trapped in the narcissistic abusive cycle. The only thing that they do is they need to get new people to enter that cycle. So it goes around and around and around, and the narcissist places different individuals in the cycle at different periods of their time, and they want to interchange these people. In other words, swap them in and out when it is convenient for them. And that is exactly one reason why they hoover, why the narcissist will hoover, because they need more people in that cycle. They need more people in that ocean of distress, that ocean of manipulation that they created. They need people crashing up on the beaches, being washed away. That's what they need. And the narcissist knows where they placed individuals. They know exactly what's going on. Who is that? Hey, Nola. That's Nola. But the narcissist knows this. They can't remove themselves from the cycle, however. They are trapped inside that ocean of madness. They can't escape it. Even if they wanted to, they can't escape it. So what do? I will tell you what they do. They glom onto or search for individuals who don't know their worth, who don't know that perhaps they are an empath, who don't have boundaries, who are people pleasers, who can't say no, the strongest word in the English language. They look and search for these individuals to trap them. Maybe it's financially, maybe it's by having kids, maybe it's by falling in love with them, maybe it's by loaning them money, maybe it's by creating a business or relocating. Who knows what it is, but there are multiple reasons why. And then when they get these people ensnared in that ocean of distress or the ocean of madness and chaos, when they get them trapped there, these individuals, which at one point were you, and certainly it was me, you don't know how to swim your way to the ocean, to the shore. You have no idea because you don't know what you're up against because you weren't taught this in school. But now, really get my message here. When you finally do break free from the narcissistic relationship, and I created that video yesterday, breaking the chains from the relationship. When you finally break free, no matter how it happened, and you heal, and you process that you had to go through that relationship, there was no other way. Whether you wanted to go through it or not, you had to go through it. That's just the way it works. And believe me, nobody wanted to go through it. But the point being, you've now escaped the narcissistic fog. You've now escaped out of that ocean of madness. You're now on the beach. You're healing. You're getting recharged. You are getting your cup full. You're getting energized. And you're now understanding that all the abundance and the beauty and the bright shining light is within you. It's not within the narcissist. It's not in that ocean of madness or that ocean of manipulation where they exist. That is just a very deep pool where they wanted you trapped. And they did not want you to ever come up for oxygen and ever to reach the shore. But what they do know is they're stuck there forever. They can't get out of the cycle. I'm talking about the narcissist. This is where they thrive. This is where they live. This is where they manipulate people. They can't escape that. Whatever they did when they were younger to become a narcissist, now, and this is debatable, you could say that they're born or they're created, whatever you want to say. I have my own opinion, that's for a different video. Point being, these individuals, they now know where they lie. They now know what they will do the rest of their life. They now know that they have to wear multiple masks to manipulate people. They now know that they can't escape that ocean of blackness, that is part of their life. That is their soul. That is their core. They know that. And they want to take you in there with them, and they don't want you to escape. They really don't. So think about it. The narcissist is stuck in a loop that continues to go around and around and around. And it goes around them. And the people that are interchangeable are their own children, their own spouses, their co-workers, people on airplanes, planes, automobiles, trains, whatever, people at work, people, alleged friends, people in communities and organizations that you are and or were a part of. All these people are interchangeable. This is how the narcissist gets supply throughout the day. So go back in time. Let's say you did marry the narcissist. Well, you took vows and you thought that the vows meant something to you, right? Well, you did. I did too. I get it. That's not what the narcissist saw. They saw the whole planning of the wedding as supply. They saw the whole wedding event, weekend or week, as supply. They saw the devaluation stage, which you entered that the minute you put a ring on somebody's finger, if you married the narcissist. They saw that as supply. And then they waited and waited and waited, perhaps months, years, decades, for the one crescendo when they were going to drop the hammer on that relationship because your replacement was now in line. And they now had somebody else trapped in that narcissistic cycle that they themselves can't escape. But they lured another individual into it. And now this was your turn to get kicked to the curb. Sorry to be dramatic, but that's what happened if you were discarded. You didn't know what you're up against. You're learning, you're getting the education and the wisdom on my channel. But this is a blessing in disguise when you look back and you have healed. Now, again, if your relationship ended yesterday or recently, you're not going to see it that way because you're going through very challenging times, to say the least. And you're going to have a lot of work to do. You're going to have a mountain of work ahead of you. Then you will heal if you take the tools that I'm providing and utilize gray rock, radical acceptance, that this wasn't your fault, that you were duped and manipulated, all the things that I mentioned on the channel. But the point being, the narcissist is stuck in the loop. They can't escape it. Even if they wanted to, they can't escape it because it's their nature. It's the way they work. It's the way they get one over on people. It's the way they bully people. It's the way they manipulate people. It's the way they take advantage of people. It's the way they have people fall in love with them. It's the way they take people's financial resources. This is what the narcissist does. Think about what I'm sharing with you. It's exactly how it is. The narcissist can't escape that loop. You can, and or you did. You may not even see it right now. Maybe you're still hurting and you're still in pain and you're saying, wow, I don't see it that way, Andrew. I get it. I was there once too. I didn't believe I should have been where I was, but I had to practice radical acceptance and heal childhood wounds and understand that where I was exactly where I was meant to be. Just like right now, wherever you're consuming this video, it's where you're meant to be. You may think you should be somewhere else. If that was the case, you would be somewhere else. Exactly where you are on this planet called Earth is where you are meant to be. It's not any other way. So if you think you should be on some beach somewhere, well, if you're not there, then you're where you belong. I know it's a difficult pill to swallow. Hey, Nelson. Double babies today, everybody. They're coming out to say hi. Hey, Nelson. Hey, Nola. So the whole point of the video is to let you know that if you are not in the relationship these days, that's a good thing. You've escaped. You now are not in the loop. You're not with the toxicity. You're not being beaten down each and every day. What is happening is you're healing, or you're well on the healing path, looking to get to that pinnacle of indifference, and you will in time. That's my hope. But if you're still in the cycle, get the message. This is a place where the narcissist wanted to keep you stuck and trapped because they themselves can't escape it. And misery loves company. That's exactly how they wanted it. That's how these people live. They know that they vibrate low in the quagmire, and they try to take people down in the mud with them. And they try, actually, to have people not exist on the planet, if you can read between the lines. This is how heavy and deep and dark a narcissistic relationship can be. And yes, these people, the narcissists, they do know what they're doing. Believe me when I tell you. You may question that. Well, Andrew, how do you know that they know what they're doing? Very simple. Think about when you would go home. Would you get a Dr. Jekyll or Mr. Hyde? Okay, you got one of the two that day, no problem. But then think about when someone would knock on the door. Would the narcissist be in a great mood and put their game face on and bat their eyelashes and show the rosy cheeks and everything? Of course they would. Why? Because that person's supply, and they're not supposed to know that that person who answered the door, your spouse, is a narcissist. They're not supposed to figure it out, because the abuse is saved for you behind closed doors in your house when you are isolated and when you are alone, and that is when the punishment goes on and on and on. In other words, that's when you're trapped in the devaluation stage, i.e. the narcissistic cycle. That's where the narcissist thrives. Keep this in mind. You've been through the relationship. You've healed, or you're healing. You're getting the wisdom on my channel. You're becoming educated and empowered, awakened and aware. What is the narcissist doing? They're blame shifting. They're playing the victim. They're looking for other people to dump their misery on. That's what they're doing. And that was you for a period of time, which was the length of the relationship. But now you see the light. You're now in the third version of you, the strongest version of you possible. You're galvanized. You are now a superhuman being. Yes, I don't say that lightly. Why? Because you have a superpower, which means you've conquered the narcissistic abusive cycle, you're on your way to doing it, and you won't fall prey to these individuals any longer. But what does the narcissist do? Exactly. They look for people to throw into the deep end of that black ocean where they exist, where that loop continues to go around and around and around. And when they throw people in that loop, that gives them supply. It energizes them. It makes them feel better. It allows them to take advantage of individuals. And then those individuals eventually get pushed aside and kicked to the curb like you were. And what happens? That's right. The cycle goes on and on and on. The only difference is you're not in it any longer. There is one constant in the narcissistic abusive cycle. Can you name it? If you can, please drop comments below. Here's the answer. That's right. It's the narcissist. It's not you. It is that one individual who needs to stay stuck in their mind and needs to try to take advantage of unsuspecting individuals or recycle other past relationships because they know they can't escape that loop, and they need people in there with them to make them feel better about themselves and to know that they got one over on the person that they placed in that loop and trapped them there for a period of time. See, that makes them feel better than the other individual. Keep in mind, the other individual, which was you at one point, you didn't even know where you were. It was bizarro world. You didn't know what was up, down, left, right. You didn't know anything because you were placed in that deep end of the dark blackness pool, the loop of the narcissistic abusive cycle. This is where the narcissist thrives. Remember, they cannot escape it. They won't change. They only get worse over time. So guys, that's the video. I hope you liked it. I loved doing it from the sunny Carolinas. This is Andrew. Namaste. Have a great afternoon. Stay true, stay blessed. Continue to become awakened and aware, educated and empowered. And understand, if you're out of the loop or out of the narcissistic relationship, it's a great thing. It's one of the best things that will ever happen to you. In the moment, it won't be. When you've healed, you'll see it my way. But remember this, the narcissist cannot escape that loop. They are destined and doomed to exist there. That's where they will live for the rest of their lives. No matter who the new supply is, or supplies, or whatever people they want to insert into that loop to make themselves feel better, at the end of the day, the narcissist is a hollow, empty shell. This is what happens when you're in the wilderness. The narcissist is a hollow, empty shell. And what do they want? They want to keep people trapped where they cannot escape from themselves. That is what they want. Please play that part of the message again. I am going to leave this little forest because the wildlife is really coming to life. Guys, no matter where you are on the planet, you are not alone. God bless you. I love you all. You are not alone. And I'll talk to you tomorrow. And I'm laughing because it is really getting active here. God bless you guys. I love you. I hope you enjoyed the video. I love doing it. Bye.